So welcome you all to the webinar on effective techniques for advanced routing in Altium Designer. Myself, Manimaran from Udin Technologies. I am working as a senior field application engineer for Altium. Okay. Just an update for you. For the upcoming webinar, frequently we are conducting a webinar to engage with the Altium users and our customers for the technical discussion and means to explore the features to them. And so if you want to register for the upcoming webinars, you can visit our vbdntools.com under the event date. You can register for the upcoming webinars. Okay. Okay. So let's get into the topic. So agenda for the today session is like we are going to see what are the uh, settings are there, global settings for the routing, and what are the shortcut keys are available to increase the speed of the routing, and the properties of the routing, to change the properties, and the different track editing options tools, and what are the benefits of using room option in Altium Designer, and what are the new features which are introduced and will be helpful for the to increase the speed. And finally, I'll show you the demo of all this feature. And in the end of the session, we can have a question answer session. And in between, if you have any questions, you can just put it in the chat window. So end of the session, we will just discuss those things. Okay. So generally, routing is there is a quote or sentence like 80 means 90% placement and 10% routing. But we know that the 10% also it's not an easy job. Okay, because it depends on the board complexity or density, or we have to consider many things like what are the interfaces are there, what are the different constraints, rules means have to be followed, and suppose even though if you know those what are the options are there to means complete the routing as soon as possible, like as fast as possible. Okay, because anyway they are like we all have the project deadlines and we have to complete fast, and in between many of us may have faced like suddenly there's a change and there is a components are removed, some components are adding, some interfaces are removed, so those that time is very difficult for the routing and cleanup, right? So we are going to explore all the features like from the basic. Maybe some of you are familiar with the options which I'm going to say. Some few options you are if you are an Altium user, you might have using the shortcuts and you might have using the features. But let us explore from the all the options, okay, from the basics to the new features. Okay. So the first thing is like the global settings. So generally, before starting the tool or for the new PCB or a new design, also I'm going to follow the default settings. Like for the routing, generally I'm going with walk around obstacles or push obstacles, and always I'm restricted to 90 or 45 degree or something, that you are removing the loops by default. That should be removed because while routing by mistake means we were not aware, right? By mistake, if this is enabled, then it will allow the loop, and finally we have to do the cleanup. So those kind of default settings which has to be means which can be followed for the future designs, that we can set it under the preferences settings. Okay, these settings are there for different means PCB editor, schematic, and everything. But for specifically for the routing, you can go to tools, preferences, and there is an interactive section. There you can just enable the default options which you want. Okay. And the next one is interactive routing, where we can select the option. There are different way. Either you can use the active bar, which is appear inside the Altium 2. Okay, you can select whether you are going to route a single lender, or differential lender, or multiple nets are active. Okay, so there is an active bar to select, or you can go to the route menu and you can select the interactive routing, or we can use the Control W shortcut as well. Okay, and when you route the signal, whether you want to mask the signal like other objects should be in shadow mode, and only this signal can be routed, and which if it is highlighting, then it will be easy for us, right? And also there is a, okay, this is slightly moved, I think. There's a status bar here in the down. It will display which signal we are routing and what is the width and what is the net name, everything. It will display in the status bar, which will be helpful for us. And even there is a heads up display. It will just display the properties of the routing, like whether you have selected hack and push or ignore obstacles, or what is the layer, which layer you are routing. And sometimes if you enable the length gauge, it will display the length of the signal which you are routing. Okay, so like that, we have options in the interactive routing. And yeah, so this is like many of you may have using 2-3 shortcuts here, and but these are the major major shortcuts which design engineers are using. Okay, and to access these shortcuts, like suppose it will take some time to remember the shortcut, right? Like if you are a experienced user of Altium Designer, you might have familiar to the shortcuts. Like suppose if you want to switch the layer, like a number plus or minus, and via Shift V, okay, Shift plus spacebar to change the corner and the routing mode. So there are these shortcuts you might have used, right? But suppose if you are not able to remember these shortcuts for all the time, you have option to like you can just select the tilt key. You can take Control W, or you can go to root or interactive routing. Immediately after that, if you press the tilt key, this key, it will just display the window like this. So here it will give you all the options and its shortcuts. So you can after that you can select the shortcut, or simply in this window, if you select the option, it will just activate the command. Okay, so these options are this shortcut key. Means you can start using that. Okay, and the final one you can see the automatic segment completion. This is one good feature. Like I will show you in the demo. It is like automatically it will complete the net if you press Control and this click. Okay, so there are some shortcuts, and these shortcuts can be modified. Suppose if you are user of other softwares, or if you are not familiar, if you are not if this particular shortcut key is not easy for you to access, or it's not coming into mind, or like that, you can just change the shortcut key, depends on your convenience. Okay, so that options we have. And yeah, if you are this is the property window of the interactive routing. Okay. Like while routing, if you press tab button, it will pass the window. Okay, before in the aerial version, if you move the mouse, then it will without the command only we can go to the property and change it, and then we can come, right? But now even while you are in the command like interactive routing, you can press tab, pass the window, and it will open the property window in the property panel window. Okay, there you have options to select like wire types, layer, and even you can see the shortcuts also, shortcuts for the these options. Okay, like completely for complete routing, or the complete so via selection, track with selection, corner selection, everything. Okay, but by pressing the tab button, we can just access the routing properties. Yes, and then select snap object. Suppose if you are copy pasting, or if you are moving some sections or some circuits or with some tracks, so how to select the component? There are different way to select it. Okay, either by pressing the shift, you can select multiple objects like track and components, or there is a property window. In the property window, you have a filter option. You can just select only component. If you want to select only component, and via track, many things are there. Okay, and under the select option, we have this lasso select and inside area, touching rectangle. This we will see. Okay, there are different options to select the objects and group the objects. And yeah, this is one good feature. Like suppose if you want to select the object which is inside the rectangle, if you're drawing some rectangle, and it should select only the object which is inside. Okay, and the other option is like select touching. Suppose if it should select the all the object means which is touching the rectangle. There are two options. You can left click the mouse, okay, and you can go to right side to select the inside the rectangle, and left side to select everything inside the rectangle. Means everything which is touching the rectangle. You are seeing, right? So we have placed this rectangle, but it is not selecting this line because it's not completely inside. Only a part of this track is inside. Okay, so it will not select. It will just select the complete segment which is inside. Okay, this can be useful while grouping or selecting. And even after selecting, suppose if you want to, I have selected one segment, but I want to select the complete routing. Okay, so by simply pressing one tab, it will select the complete routing on the single layer. Because many of you may have selected like by pressing shift, you are selecting like 1, 2, 3 like that, or you are using the left key, means the selection option, mouse selection option. Okay, instead you can select any segment or via, and by pressing the tab button, it will select the complete segment, and double tap if you do, then it will select the overall net, complete net. Which if suppose if this signal is routed in bottom layer, if you press double tap, it will select the that bottom layer routing as well. Okay, so that will be, this will be useful for like deleting or changing the track itself. Means we can use it in many ways, right? And yeah, editing the tracks, like after completing the routing, this is for the cleanup. If you want to do some cleanup, so how to adjust the track or how to move the track, and either you can cut copy, like two engineers are working on the same design. Like if you want to copy the tracks from one design, he just completed the routing for one section, and that you want to copy paste in your main design. So simply you can just copy and paste it. Okay, so that way. And after pasting, if you want to adjust, you can simply select the segment and adjust. Okay, and there is a move option. You can move, drag, you can move the selection, complete section, you can move to XY. There are a lot of options in the move command. Okay, and gloss selected, there is like gloss means we are just cleaning up the signals. Okay, you can see the difference between the this signal, this routing, these tracks, and after the gloss selected, how it is cleaned up the signals. Okay, this will be helpful once you completed the routing, if you are doing the cleanup or other signal routing or something. Okay, even for the differential pair as well. Okay, so that's a shortcut, Control Alt G, or you can go to root, gloss select. And yeah, this is one like retrace is the good feature. Like suppose you have set the constraints and completed the routing, and after that there is a change in stack up or a change in impedance, and which is affecting the track width. So in that case, you don't have to manually select the track and update it manually, or what you can say, deleting and rerouting it. Okay, instead of that, there is a retrace option. You can just select one segment, press tab, and go to retrace selected after updating the constraint. So if the constraints are updated with the latest track width or latest impedance track width, by selecting this retrace selected, it will just update it to the latest track. Means updated track width. You can see, suppose consider this is a 15 mil or 10 mil track width, which is updated to the recent one, latest updated one. Okay, so retrace selected can be used. And room option, like if you are handling area wise constraint routing, or what we can say, fine pitch components, or high speed designs mostly, so you need this room options. Like this will be helpful, especially suppose between these two pins outside, if you are following the impedance, or if you are if you're following the impedance, the track with this, for example, if it is 5.8 mil, but we don't have enough space to complete this routing inside the BGA or inside the fine pitch components. In that case, you have to neck down the track width, right? You have to neck down the track width from 5.8 to, for example, 4 mil. Okay, only 4 mil spacing is there between these two pads. Means 12 mil is there, so 4 mil for track. I'm considering it as a single net. Okay, so 4 mil track width and 4 mil clearance. Okay, so consider 12 mil gap between these two. In that case, you can put a room over there, and inside the room, you can assign the constraint like on layer, like this is a like simply you can select within room. So if you want to maintain the constraints for all the layers, but particularly if you want to maintain the constraint for only top layer, then there is a constraint, means there is a custom query. You can select on layer top, and you can select the which signal, even which signal should be neck down. Okay, and you can change the settings. So by default, while routing, you don't have to stop and change the track width. Automatically, if you enter this area, it will just neck down and it will complete the routing. That is the benefit of room options. Okay, especially for routing, there are a lot of advantages of using room in other areas like placement and other things, placement replication. But mainly for routing, I'm explaining. Okay? You can use this room for this area constraints, track width and spacing, any space constraints, and the neck down. So next, some of the AD19 feature which we introduced, like is a follow mode. If you are handling RF board or any like this irregular shape board, and you have very less space, you can use this follow mode. So it will just follow the board edge. It will just follow the already completed the nearby object. Okay. So mainly this will be helpful for Plex PCB. I'll just show you the demo. Okay. So you can complete the routing by following the path. It will be very easy. Okay, instead of like, even it will reduce the number of clicks and number of corner change mode. Like you don't have to stop and change the mode, and adjusting the radius depends on the corner. It means it depends on the board edge. Nothing. Simply you can just use the shortcut SIGDEF and just complete the routing. Okay, that is one good feature in AD19 which we introduced. Okay. And the next one is component reroute. Okay, as I mentioned in the starting, like suppose after completing the section there is some changes, you have to move the section somewhat up by the right side, and you want to accommodate some other components in that area. So we are like complete section we are moving. Okay, so many of us may have faced this issue, like if you move the components with the other objects, we have to do a lot of rework on that area, like again rerouting the section or like cleaning up. So a lot of this. But if you are using this component reroute option, if you move the component, automatically it will complete the routing. It will reroute it. You can see it in the video in the right side. If you move the section, so automatically it will just completing it. Okay, so you can use this component reroute option. So you can save your time. And the next one is there are some routing improvements compared to AD18 and 19. If you are a user of AD18, you have means you can able to understand what is the difference. Okay. 1 minute, sorry. Is it loading? Yeah. So in AD18, if you route the differential pair, it will be like this. We have to do a number of clicks to complete the routing. But in AD18 and 20, there are a lot of improvements. So it will just, if it is a differential pair, it will just follow the like entry and this pad entry and all. It will just take care, and it will take care of the differential pair routing as well, the pad edge. Okay. And this kind of irregular means what we can say acute angle, it will avoid in 1890. If you are just stopping here and if you adjust here, it will just maintain the 45 degree as well. Okay, and it will not create a loop here like this. If you are user of AD18, you might have gone through this issue. Okay, now we have improved it. We have just okay. And in AD20, maybe some of you may have attended our previous webinar, or still you can able to, you have access to our previous webinar recordings. Sorry, you can visit our YouTube channel, VVDN Tools YouTube channel, or you can visit our VVDN Tools website. We have a webinar archives, like recordings are there. We have explored this already, but I just want to show you because this is related to it, right? So in AD20, there is a arc routing, okay, and any angle routing. Any angle routing is the like advanced one, like if you are like you, in the fine pitch component or like this dense area, if you want to route, you can see there are a lot of small segments, small bendings, like kings we used to say, okay, in PCP terms. So that should be avoided. But if you're using like this snake routing or any angle routing, it is acceptable, specifically for high speed designs. Okay, so in 8020 we have introduced this. You can just try that feature in it. Okay, I'll show the demo of this also. So this is a video. So I just want to show you. So see, this is signal we have routed. There are a lot of small kings and small bendings in 45 degree. We have routed this signal. This is not recommended for high speed signals. Okay, and maybe we will face the manufacturing issues also. So instead, if you are using this any angle routing, how smooth it will just route as per the nearby object clearance. Okay, and we can avoid the number of clicks also. It will be smooth. You can just from the inside of fine pitch component to outside and simply drop. Even suppose once you completed the routing in 45 degree, if you want to convert that into arc or this any angle routing, we have options. You can select and you can just use shift space bar to change the corners. Okay, so that will be converted. So next sliding option in 20. This is one very useful feature. After means if you are working on the cleanup section, you are adjusting the signal, you might have faced the issue. Like if you means if we adjust this signal, the arc signal, it will just disconnect from this line. Okay, it will come as a separate segment. It is not easy to adjust, right? We have to select the complete signal and we have to adjust it. But instead in 8020, you can simply adjust it, and it will adjust the nearby signal also to avoid the cleanup. Whether it's an arc or 45 degree, we can adjust. Okay, so we can adjust the arc, the free angle segment, including the T junctions. So it will be very smooth. I'll show you the demo. Okay, this is a video of that also. So this is one sliding features. If you slide, you can see how smooth it is to convert the corner into the arc or any angle. And this is one T junction. So the tracks are getting adjusted. It depends on the nearby object and as well as the clearance between that, right? So it will be helpful. And if you are see the arc segment, so before it will come out as a separate segment, but now you can able to like adjust it. Okay. So it depends on the mode. This is a huck only mode, and this is huck and push. Means the okay, ignore obstacles. So now, okay. So now let's go to the demo. I'll just stop share and share again. Can anyone just text in chat window? Is it visible? Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So here, this is Altium Designer 20. Okay. So here, I just want to show you some of the features which we discussed in the presentation. Okay. Suppose if you route the signal, you can go to either you can use Control W shortcut, or you can go to the route window. Okay, interactive routing. You can see the shortcuts here. Okay, so I'm just Control W, and you can see this just showing the center of the pad, and you can complete the routing. So it is as if you press the tab button, pause the window, and here you can able to see the property of the routing. If you want to change the width or the routing angle, routing mode. So I'm just selecting the huck and push, or walk around. Okay, and the corners, a lot of options as I mentioned, routing loop. Okay. Okay. So let's complete this. So you can use control and the mouse button, or you can use page up, page down button. Okay. Suppose if this is a lengthy route, okay, and I have enough space, you can simply press control click. It completes the routing. Okay. And after that, you can do the cleanup. Okay. See, it completed the routing. Okay. And suppose if you are routing the differential pair, I'll just put into single layer mode because this may be, yeah, now it is clear, right? Yeah. So here you can able to see, if you go to root, differential pair routing, or there's a shortcut like U is the menu shortcut. Okay, press U and select the differential pair routing shortcuts. Okay, and you can see the entry, how it is just routing the differential pair. Okay, and you can use Shift V to select the via, different via. Okay, and Shift W for different track width. This is not for a differential pair, I'm just showing. Okay, if you are using different track width, means generally people use for a power signal and all. If you want to neck down while routing, depends on the pad size, you can have a customized width here, and you can switch between the width. Okay, while routing, you can press Shift W, and you can just, so you can just complete the routing. I think I have opened our. Okay, sorry, I'll just show you here. Okay. So here, for example, I just want to show you the differential pair. Okay, so I selected interactive differential pair routing. I've selected, and you can see this just, you can press control and click. See, this completed the differential pair routing with the perfect differential pair pad entry as well. Okay, so even here also I can able to show you. It's not control view, just differential pair routing. Okay, so if you go near, so see, I have not clicked that, but it is just showing the pad entry. This is how it should be for the differential pair. Okay, so it is just simple as it is. Like simply you can route very fast, differential pair and all. You don't need to worry about the pad entry. Okay, only thing, the constraints is met. If the constraint is proper, then we'll just take care of the pad entry. Before we used to click it here and we have to manually route like that, right? So that can be avoided now. Okay. So while routing, we have seen the property windows, right? Property windows. Now I'll show you the follow mode. Okay, for example, if you are like this board is the irregular board shape or the flex PCB, if you want to route the signal, so instead of completing or instead of doing a number of click and corner change, you can just click W. Okay, and see, you can use Shift F shortcut. Okay, Shift F if you use, just select it from here again. Okay, it will just follow. You can just move your mouse, it will just complete it. Okay, so this is one good feature, like follow mode. And yeah, I'll show you one more feature, like retrace. I mean component reroute. So now I'm selecting this component, and if you press tab button, selecting the connected segments. Okay, which is means these segments are connected to the component that is getting selected. If I move this segment, move this component slightly, it is just rerouting it, right? Automatically. You can see tab. It is just, it's not rerouting. So if you go to tools, preferences, and PCP editor, interactive routing, so component reroute option, this should be enabled. If you enable this option, Control Z. Now if you move this signal, see, it's just rerouting. Okay, so you can save your time. And okay, one more option for the room option, right? So yeah, this room can be enabled or disabled by means if you go to that view panel view configuration option, enable to hide or enable. Okay, if you want to know the area. And now if we route this signal view interactive differential pair routing, it's not like the track width is not it throws error. Okay, not allow us to route. So instead, like this, if you want to neck down, go to design rules. Okay, so add a new rule, differential pair routing. Okay, you can select custom query builder or helper you can use. Okay, exist on layer top. Okay, another condition, differential pair class. So which differential pair it is? So this is PCIe 85, I think. Okay, and another condition. So this should be maintained on only top layer and only for this signal. And what else? Within room, right? So belongs to another condition, layer class. I'm just type and within room. Okay, we have not selected the, we have named the room, right? Consider room U1. It is room U1 only. So on layer 1 means top layer PCIe signal and within room only this area. So what is the constraint for top layer? 0.1. Either directly you can update it here, you just update it for all. So you can just mention it here. Okay, and also you should make sure to increase the priority for this. Okay, U1. So room U1 should be first priority. So I'm just typing an okay. Now if you route the signal, okay, 0.11 is very less, I think. Okay. But you can see the neck down, right? Some mistakes I have done. Okay, the air gap also same I have given. Okay. But within room option is the you can use this option for the neck down, trace neck down. Okay, so what else I just want to show you? Yeah, sliding option. Suppose if you slide this segment, you can see you press tab, there is a hacking style, 45-degree or rounded or mixed. How you want to control this? So now this is 45-degree, and if you press shift space for rounded, so you can convert this into rounded one. Okay, rounded 45. And since even it is a T junction, but how smooth it is adjusting the signals, right? We can just check that. And okay, I think we have seen all the options, right? Yeah. So let's go to the presentation again. So next, so just a summary, like what are the options we have seen. Oh, I forgot to show the shortcut keys option. Okay. So if you press the tilt key, it will just show. Okay, and different modes while routing under the property window, you can change it. Okay, and even you can use the Shift R button to change the shortcuts and rotations, angle, and even you can like group the signal, can edit the edit the tracks by pressing the tab button. You can select group the objects. Okay, and we have seen the any angle routing and sliding feature. Let's see. Okay, I'll just show you this. So here I'll just show you the any angle routing. Okay. Okay, for example, I'm taking this as this is degree. Okay. Instead, if you switch to the so you have here you have enough space. Okay. What happened? Just show you. Okay, maybe there's a space issue over there. So here you can able to see, if you select the segment, so just add the nearby segment means clearance. Okay, and this is recommended for high speed routing as well. Okay. And if you choose Control W to press tab, see the corner change option, routing loss option, routing mode option. Okay, via loops, and you can see the shortcuts over here to change it. And while routing, if you press the delete key, okay, or shift F1, so for example, so I'm pressing this delete key, so you can able to select many the command next layer, number, plus or minus, Control L to switch between the layers. Okay, and actually shift R to change the rotation, and shift space for to change the corner. Okay, so there are a lot of shortcuts. Number, plus, minus, you can use to press 2 and 4 option to change the via or change the track width. Okay, see, if you press plus button in the down, you can see we're just increasing the signal layers. Okay, next layer. This is just on a promotional update. Okay, there is a promotional offer is going on for AD20. So if you purchase Altium Designer 20 now, it comes up with the Altium 365 as at free of cost. Okay, so I just want to give you an overview of Altium 365. What is Altium 365? Right, Altium 365 is a in the next one, it's a cloud platform. So for a collaborative design workspace, like many people can like you can upload your files into Altium cloud space. Okay, the cloud space is like you have access to the cloud space, and it's a secured one. You can upload your file, and many of your team members can able to access the files for review, or even they can review and mention the comment. Okay, and suppose if your manager is wants to review the design and he doesn't have Altium tool on his machine or on his mobile, so with this Altium 365 cloud space, he can able to log into the workspace, and he can able to view the files. Even he can mark some area and comment on it. That is the main feature in this cloud platform. Okay, without tool, he can able to review the semantic PCP bill of material, Gerber, okay, everything, including the 3D, and he can comment on it. And that comment will be immediately reflected in your design file. And if your engineer is working on the design, he can go to the command window, means there's a panel, he can able to see the command and he can approve it, and that will be in in future you can able to track the list also, what commands have given and what implemented like that. Okay, so you can able to design and collaborate, and even manager can review and you can share it. these files can be shared with your manufacturing people or assembly people to access the files, so that like we can avoid sending these files over mail or something. Okay, through, if the file size is more, it will take some time, or they have to use some other medium to upload and download the files, right? We can avoid this, and if there is a change, again we have to send. So instead, you can just do the work in your PC within Altium tool, and manager can come and you can implement it. So that will get updated immediately in your design, and even your reviewer or a manufacturer or some people, they can able to see the changes immediately. Okay? They can get the updated files anytime by simply refreshing the files. Okay, so that is the short overview of Altium 365. So this Altium 365 comes up with Altium, Altium 20s comes up with Altium 365 if you purchase now. And by using this, you can work from anywhere and you can connect with anyone from your team. So there is one other option, like if you buy now, you can pay later also. Okay, and there is a exclusive price. There is not like there is a discounts or price discounts. So you can just reach us for the discussion if you understand. Okay. And yeah, thank you all. Thanks for your time and attentions. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask. You can unmute and ask. Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, so you can use this room option either by directly. You can go to design room on place rectangular room. That is one option. Otherwise, if you have a constraint and there are different sections are coming into the area, you can select the components and you can use this create non-orthogonal or orthogonal room for the selected components. So it will just create the room, depends on your component area. Okay. Yeah. Any other query? Gerber creation. Yeah. You can visit our website. Like there is a Zero to Gerber webinar was we have conducted before. You can go through that. But yeah, I am just showing. If you go to file fabrication output, you can able to generate the Gerber files and even Gerber X2 files.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
Hello, Manish sir. This is Akshay. My question is,
yes.
What is? Hello.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
My question is, what is the difference between room and polygon?
See, room is polygon is a copper. Okay. If you place the polygon, it's a copper feature. It's a copper feature. But room is something like we are mentioning some area. So this area, I'm setting some constraints, some rules. Like within this area, the track width should be 4 mil and the clearance should be 5 mil, like that. Okay, it's just a area. It's not a copper.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. And can you explain component fan out? Yeah. If you go to root option, okay, there is a fan out. Means fan out component, fan out net, fan out all. So all these it depends on your design rules. In your design rules, there is the fan out control by default. If it is a small component, so how you want to fan out this? There are different fan out style. If you have a connector, then what is the connector rule? Okay, you can just even you can use the custom query to select particular components in a component class. So these component class should be fan out like this, in and out. If it is a connector, if it's a discrete, then like auto. So there are different fan out options. Depends on these constraint, it will just fan out the component. Okay.
Hello, Mani.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Vidya.
Yeah,
Can you just double click on this room? I just
Yeah.
want to understand
Yeah,
some
sure.
settings.
Yeah.
Yeah, here there are options like in component class. This is default, or we need to set this.
No.
One thing.
This is like we need to set this.
Okay, that
Like we can apply different
class,
custom query. Yeah.
okay, and here it should be always inside or outside. Keep objects inside.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, this room option can be used as a keep out as well. Not keep out.
Okay.
Package keep out or package keep in, right?
Okay.
Like if you want to keep the components inside the room, then it should be keep object inside. So always it will be keep object inside, because when you generate the netlist from semantic, when you import the semantic by default, each semantic comes with a room. So all the components should be inside the room. Otherwise, it throws error.
Okay.
So that is because of this only.
Okay. And here in custom query, we need to give the like if it is within that component in component U1 example.
Yeah.
Correct?
Which component class you are applying this room? So that can be selected, or you can simply select a rule. All.
Yeah. And is it possible to add rooms like separate for top and bottom layer? Because sometimes it will not take separate rooms for top and bottom.
No, instead of separate room, you can use, as I mentioned here, you can use the
top layer.
Top layer something. This query option you can use. Which layer you are applying this room like that.
But there is no option to create a separate room like top or bottom.
No, ma'am. No.
Okay, Mani. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Fan out I have explained, and what is that? Where we can access the recording of the sessions. You can visit our VBN Tools website. Okay, and there is a webinar archive section. You can go through all the recorded videos, or you can visit our VBN Tools YouTube channel. There also, if you do, I mean, you can able to get the access to our previous recordings. Okay, what is Gerber X2 file? Gerber X2 is the advanced Gerber option, which is supported by very few fabricator. You can check with your fabricator. Okay, like in Gerber X2, like before, if you are exporting Gerber files, there are a lot of supporting files also should be shared. For example, some Aperture and other files. But if you are exporting Gerber X2, like by default, some files are there. We don't need to give a lot of files. So there is a difference is there in Gerber and Gerber X2. Okay.
Is it same as ODB files?
Hello? ODB is included with your what we can say, drill file, assembly file, and everything is there. But this Gerber X2 doesn't include that.
Okay.
Only the settings is there, na Aperture file and other tool options. So that can be ignored if you are using Gerber X2.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can you explain about SI analysis, or is there any separate session plan? If we are planning for the separate session, of course, we will explain in that session. Okay. Signal integrity, it's like it is included in the basic package itself. You can able to check the reflection, crosstalk, and overshoot, undershoot, even the impedance. So we have some basic signal integrity analysis. Okay. So we will see it in the next session. Certificate, no, certificate is not the webinar. Like for the training, maybe we can give. How can we change the width of many traces? Many traces, there is one option I explained, retrace selected. So means once you change the track width in your constraint, so means after changing the track width, you can simply select the signals, okay, and go to root retrace selector. That is one option. Otherwise, you can simply select everything and you can change the track within property. But that should be accepted by your design rule. Suppose in your design rule, if it is maximum track width is 50 mil, and if you are giving 20 mil, it doesn't accept. And minimum is 5 mil, and if you are mentioning 4 mil, it doesn't accept. Okay. Select all the traces, and from properties you can change without. Okay, good. How to define shortcut key? Yeah, good question. Shortcut key is like you can, if you want to know what are the shortcut keys are there in Altium in your tool, go to help and go to the shortcut keys. Okay, that is one option. And otherwise, you can go to view, toolbar, customize, and you can select the command. It's loading maybe. Yeah, you can select the command like this. Suppose if you want to control this edit, see edit control is the undo option. Okay, just select this, the double click, and here you can able to change the different shortcuts. Okay, but you should make sure this shortcut key is not used for any other command. Otherwise there will be a conflict. Okay, you can assign shortcut key for the command as well as the different script files. Okay,
Single alphabets can be used, or it will be with the control or shift button only?
no ma'am, you can use control shift alt all these three button and with the numbers and letters.
Okay, there is no single digit like alphabet, single alphabet.
Single alphabet also can be used. No, single alphabet can also be used.
Yeah. Where did you go to access that?
View
command?
toolbar, customize.
Customize. Okay.
Yeah. View toolbar, customize, and you can go to the command and select that. You can edit the command shortcut.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I hope we have answered all the queries. Yeah, thank you. And
Hi there,
Mr.
Gibran here.
Yeah, any other queries?
Yeah. One thing, how do you start creating a script?
Script, no, there is a different languages for scripting. Okay, Visual Basic and Delphi and even JavaScript also can be used if you know the coding. Okay, and there are some references in our website. Okay, Altium. If you have access to your Altium Live account, you can able to download the example script. Okay, example Altium scripts, and from that you can get some. It means you will get some idea about how they have written the code, and there is a online documentation also. So which command, what is there like that. So you can just create your script.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, this is Akshay. I have one more question. That when we import files from ORCID 9 to LTM 19, then there are so much distortion that we can't use all the design rules which are implemented in ORCID. So, is there any method that we can just adjust the design rules without manually implementing all the rules and setting the complete combination?
No, actually we are okay. We are keep on updating our software. Okay, our tool like obviously we cannot. I won't say there will be 100% conversion. Okay, it will be up to 90 to 95% conversion. And that too, there is a tool difference. Like for example, if you mention constraint, right? So there is a different constraint option in other software and Altium. So that things may be there. But if you are converting, there is a it will throw 200, 300 errors. But if you simply set one constraint, one design rule in Altium, it removes all those errors. Okay, so that some manual work is there. Some 5 to 10% manual work is there. And you can reach us. So we will support you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can Altium project be imported into PATS? I have no idea, but maybe you can check with them. No, I am sorry, but we can import into Altium, but I have no idea whether we can import into other software or not. Means some tools we can import, but I'm not sure about this one. Maybe I'll get back to you, or I'll get back to you on this question. Okay, thank you. Shall we wind up?
Yes, thank you for the session.
Okay, thank you.
It was very good. Thank you.